majority of you have, or whatever service, call your T-Mobile provider and tell them to unlock my phone. I'm traveling overseas. When you go there, you don't have to buy those STC SIMs no more. I lived there for almost 2 years. I bought it once. I regretted it. You don't have to use the prepaid or the SIM cards they give you. You could use T-Mobile. If you call your T-Mobile service, they'll tell you. The only thing 99% of the time you'll be charged on is phone calls. So the best thing is to do WhatsApp calling because it's internet based. Wi-Fi in the hotels, you could text message, and we'll get back to that at the end.
And this the texting and the what is called also setting is free.
Exactly, text messaging is free. Why I'm saying Vaseline, because some of you might think that, we're not allowed to use Vaseline. So in this case, since it's scentless, it's fine. Portable battery charger, Minna has the charging bases now, but if you want to take an extra charger to charge your phone,
Carry this on board.
you could put it in those little pouches.
No, I said let you take it the plate.
Yeah, they'll let you take it. They'll let you take it. Yeah, they'll let you take it. Or you can put it in check-in luggage, exactly. This is just the history behind it. This is the...
Sisters can follow the link to the YouTube, they can follow it.
Okay, so sisters who are upstairs could go to or on their phone to Masjid Noor's YouTube page, and this is being live streamed, so you'll see it there. Let's keep moving. These are just the etiquettes when you go into Medina, when you go into Mecca. This is King Fahad Gate. Bring memories? Don't even get me started, subhanAllah. It's like being back home.
What gate number you were close to?
I was close to...
17?
No, 34. I lived off of where Jannatul Baqi is. I lived behind there.
Called upon Newcastle.
Exactly. Shah Malik Abdul Aziz. So I lived by Bab Malik Abdul Aziz. It was the worst gate to live by because the name was the longest. Like there's Bab Salam, Bab Umar, Bab Abi Bakr. I couldn't find a house there, so I lived by Bab Malik Abdul Aziz.
The new construction site?
Exactly. But the construction is stopped. So there's nothing going on. But yes, exactly, right around there. The Prophet's grave. This is Jannatul Baqi. This is just a map out of Jannatul Baqi. This is basically giving you a guideline of what to do in Medina, how to spend your time. Miqat is important, so we'll come to it right now. For those of us who are traveling, eventually what happens is, the only flights that go straight to Jeddah is from Saudi Airlines. Are you going Saudi Airline? Yeah, so the straight flights that go straight to Jeddah is Saudi Airline. Everything else takes a stop. Either you're going to Egypt Air, you have a stop in Egypt. If you're going through Royal Jordanian, you have a stop in Jordan. So you'll have a stop before you come here. Regardless of which airline you use, when you're coming into Jeddah, Al-Ju'afa, the captain will literally about 40 minutes or to an hour before you land, he'll say this all the time, even if you're going for Umrah. So he'll say that, look, we're getting close to Jeddah. For those of you are going for Umrah or Hajj, you have to wear your ihrams. So he'll say, we're going to get to Miqat. Miqat means it's a borderline. Say this is a borderline. I'm coming in from Royal Jordanian. Our Miqat will eventually be Al-Ju'afa. So when he's coming, he's just going to say, we're getting close to the Miqat. Everyone get ready. So you're flying. He's like, we're getting 30 minutes away from the border. You're not allowed to cross the border without having ihram on. Okay? For sisters, the ihram is very easy. It's basically simple. She shouldn't cover the face. She shouldn't cover the hands and the feet. Other than that, her attire is the same. For men, it's the ihram. So you have the lower garment. So you have gone for Umrah. So you have the lower garment and the izar. Imagine, for those of you who are going to wear the ihram, who have worn the ihram, that was the clothing of Sahaba. In the time of the Prophet, that was their clothing. Like that was what they wore. Eventually they got jubbas, like literally like this, not as long, but they got eventually jubbas. But that was their, in the jubbas it comes, you ever notice why it's, I don't have it here, I think it's here, 1, 2, okay, it's, yeah. So this is considered one cloth, okay, this is one cloth, this is two cloth, this is three cloth. When you see the shalwar kameez, you have some people that, if you go on like tabligh, they have that, where they have the line going down. Anyone know why? Because, you know what I'm talking about, the line? Meaning, it's not a regular shalwar kameez. You see this line that I have on my jubbah? They have that on the shalwar kameez. The reason is, one on this side, one on this side. It comes in the narration, the Prophet ﷺ, when he wore a jubbah, it was 3 cloths stitched together in the front, 3 in the back. You get it? That's why the line goes down. So it's a sunnah. But the ihram is something that the Sahaba and the Prophet ﷺ wore. And they wore it as actual, like, regular day life. That was their clothing. 2 sheets. Yeah, now people might just call you mentally insane. Yeah, they will just call you mentally insane. Like, what is wrong with this guy? Yeah, even, he is, see, this is a very good point. I know I'm going to get sidetracked real quick, but this is a very good point. If the ihram is a sunnah, and someone comes in and a lot of you will just laugh at him, like, what is wrong with, yeah, exactly. So some of us, he might come in, and someone might make fun of him. Why are you wearing this? You know, this is not the attire of America or whatnot. He's going to say, this is sunnah. This is sunnah. He's absolutely right. This is sunnah. And I'm not going to say we are right of making fun of him, because it is a sunnah. But it's a bit awkward. Now, who's making the mistake here? The guy who's wearing it is making the mistake. Is the guy who's making it is an issue. Why? If you go into a restaurant, when eating, is it sunnah to eat on the table or on the floor? On the floor. It's sunnah to eat on the floor. If you eat on the table, no problem. Now, if you go into a restaurant, say in Saudi Arabia or Pakistan or Afghanistan or Bangladesh, you go in, everyone is sitting on a table. You, because we are so pious, we're like, we want to act upon the sunnah. So we tell the waiter, bring our food, and we're sitting on the ground. And everyone starts making fun of us. I am becoming the reason of people making fun of sunnah. I should sit on the chair. At this moment, sit on the chair. If it's going to make people, discredit or say bad about the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, don't put them in that scenario. You yourself give up. Say, okay, right now I can't act upon the sunnah. Inshallah later. So this is one point that should be made. Whoa, what's going on? So yes, so you have to have your ihram on. If you're in the airplane, just make wudu. It's not fard it's a sunnah to make wudu. It's not fard to make ghusl or a shower. It's not obligatory that, you have to take a shower with head and shoulders and dove and then wear your ihram. No, it's whatever is easier for you. If you're going to wear the ihram, minimum you should do wudu. Just do wudu. You could do, if you're going Saudi Airlines and they have the handicap bathrooms. I know you were not supposed to use those, but they have the handicap bathrooms in the middle of the plane. So this is the plane. They have the handicap in the middle of the plane. The reason why I say that is because it's the biggest bathroom. And you could calmly and comfortably put on the ihram, do your wudu, and then come out and you'll be fine. The best case scenario, if you don't have a stop, if you do have a one-way stop, for example in Egypt or in Jordan, stop there and wear your ihram. Your life would be much more simpler. Then when you wear the ihram, you pray 2 rakat nafal. It's mustahab to pray it. It's not fard, or some ulama would even, because it's sunnah. It's not fard, you pray it. It's 2 rakat, it's sunnah. You pray it. If you cannot pray it, because it's the timing, meaning it's a makruh time, you can't pray in this time, you don't have to pray. So it's not fard, it's not the end of the world if you can't pray it. It's a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, so you could leave it out if you can't pray it. If you can, definitely do pray it. Once you wear the ihram is where you make the intention. You put on the ihram, you made your wudu, you put on the ihram, you went, made your 2 rakat sunnah salah, then you say, Labbaik, Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, inna alhamda wa ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. It's a bit long, but I think the majority of us know it. Say this, and then you make your intention of whatever you're going to do. So I'm thinking everyone does Hajj Tamattu', I'll get to that. So you're doing your Umrah. So say, oh Allah, I'm making this intention of doing Umrah, you make it easy for me and you accept it. It doesn't have to be in Arabic. It's not fard. If you do it in Arabic, great, no problem. If you do it in English, no problem. If you do it in Urdu, in Bengali or Pashto, whatever it may be, no problem. The most virtuous is you do it in Arabic, but if you don't know it and it's difficult for you and you don't have the book, you could do it in English. So once you prayed your salah, you did your labbaik, you made your intentions, now you're in the state of ihram. You're in the state of ihram. Now the do's and don'ts of ihram. They're very simple. Types of Hajj, we'll get to that. Do you know what type of Hajj you're doing? Tamattu? You guys are taking it easy, yeah, huh? No, everyone does Hajj Tamattu. Are you guys going for Hajj too? You're doing Tamattu?
No.
Which one?
Actually, we'll be reaching Makkah on the 8th of Zilhaj.
Oh, you're doing Infirad. Oh, subhanAllah. This is the first time I met someone who's doing that. Very good. Express Hajj.
Yes.
MashaAllah, very good. Very good. This Hajj is, we'll get to that. Okay, let's go back to it then. The Prophet ﷺ did not do tamattu. He did qiran. So we'll get to it right now. Did I pass it? Yes, I passed it. Let's just pull it up right here.
How do you do Umrah, then you know, get halal, then again you do the
Whoa.
niyat for Hajj.
One, two. Okay. Okay, the Prophet ﷺ, he did Hajj Qiran. Qiran is, you go for Umrah, when you're done with your Umrah, you don't take off your Ihram. Ihram is not coming off. None of us are prepared to do that. Because that means you can't be plucking your beard, no shaving of the head, no relationship with your wives. So there's a lot of prohibitions. No putting on shampoos. Another thing to remember, if you put on Ihram, don't use soap. Because soap has fragrance. So if you put on soap, you have to give a dam. So don't wash your hands with soap because it has a fragrance, it gives a smell. So Qiran, you will stay in the state of Ihram once you do your Umrah. Then you will stay in Ihram and you cannot come out of it until the 10th day. And we'll get to that. Then you could eventually just take it off and you're complete.
You wash your hand because the hotel they have the non-fragrant ones.
If they have non-fragrance ones, you could use those. And in Hajj time, just make sure when you're in the hotel, but they usually, obviously they know, they'll switch them out and they'll have the non-fragrance ones. But always double check. Ifrad is the one the brother's doing. So this is the express Hajj, and it's completely fine. It's no problem. You're just going there to do Hajj. That's it. So you're going there, 8th day of Hajj. You're not even doing any Umrah. You're going straight to Mina. If you get there early, khair, no problem. But you're going straight to Mina, and that's, I'm guessing, is happening to you. Are you going to Medina as well, or just Makkah?
No, actually, we'll go to Medina.
Uh-huh.
But next day we will go to Makkah.
Okay.
But as per the guide
Uh-huh.
I got, we're gonna do the Quran. So we will do Umrah.
Okay, so you're doing the Quran then. Okay, so this is the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. Abu Bakr or Umar radiallahu anhuma, they used to tell everyone to do Ifrad. They come, or Tamattu'. Because Quran is very difficult. Unless you're going to go the 8th day, then no problem, it's very easy. You go do your Umrah on the 7th day, 8th day is Hajj. So 7th at night, you're going to put on Ihram, be ready for in the morning after Fajr, you're heading to Mina, which we'll get to.
Then how are you going to do the niyat in the hotel?
No, when you're putting on your Ihram. So if he's coming from Medina, yeah, so if you're coming from Medina, so are you coming from Medina? Are you going to come from Medina?
No, we're going to go Makkah first.
Then
Medina.
Then come back to Makkah.
No.
Oh, so you're going to do your Umrah and Hajj and then, okay, very good. What day are you going to arrive? You're arriving on the 6th, right?
I think 6.
Yeah, so you're going to, and you're with your wife, do Tamattu'. You're going to do Tamattu', okay. Yeah, don't risk it.
So they said we're going to do the first Umrah, the niyat of Umrah in the plane.
Exactly, yeah. So that, like I stated before, if you're doing Tamattu', just make your niyyah for Umrah. Hajj will come later. In his case, since it's good you're here, mashallah. If you're going from Medina to Mecca, and you're going, and your guide will tell you that you're going to make intention of ifrad, meaning we're just going there. You're not doing ifrad, you're doing qiran. You're going to go there, for example, the 7th day. You'll get there the 7th day, do your umrah, complete your umrah, and you'll stay in ihram. So meaning you won't shave your head afterwards. When everyone is running and shaving their heads, you just say ifrad, ifrad, they'll leave you alone.
And ifrad after that, you just straight to the Mina.
If you're doing ifrad, straight to Mina. Ifrad, 99% of the time, the people who do ifrad are those who live in Mecca.
About Sa'i, no, don't do Sa'i after Umrah.
You're not doing umrah at all if you're doing ifrad. If you're doing ifrad, there's no umrah.
To just Mina.
Straight Mina. Straight.
Tell the express.
Express Hajj. This is called Express Hajj.
So in case of Quran, first we do complete Umrah.
Complete umrah. Exactly. You'll do your tawaf. You'll do Safa and Marwa. You'll do it. The only thing that changes with you is that you're not taking off your ihram. That's it. When the Prophet, the reason why, no shaving head. No, the beautiful, nice set of hair, mashallah, it's not coming off. It's not coming off. It stays. It will eventually come off. You trim it, whatever you want to do, but you will not cut your hair. The Prophet ﷺ, he made intention of qiran. So he went, he did his umrah, he did Safa Marwa. At Safa Marwa, he regretted. He said, I wish I did tamattu'. So that's why ulama say, now it's more sunnah to do tamattu'. But since he physically did qiran, that's also sunnah.
You said don't shave the hair?
If you're doing qiran. If you're doing qiran, but if you're, or ifrad. No, not ifrad, because ifrad is straight hajj. So if you're doing tamattu', you're doing regular umrah. Once your regular umrah is over with, hajj will eventually cut the hair, everything. You're good to go. You get out of ihram. But once you go for, when that is done, a few days later, hajj will start. So you wear a new, not a new, but you eventually wear ihram again, and then you go through the whole process.
Do the niyat in the hotel, right?
You could, yes, very good. So you can just do niyyah in the hotel, no problem. Your guide will guide you on those, inshallah. Okay, let me skip over tamattu we did.
For Umrah, some people make ihram in Jeddah airport.
No.
Yeah, you would have to give dam then. He should be giving dam in one slap.
Yeah,
One dam. Okay, so these I'm gonna keep it like this so it's easier. Do not cover this part, because in anatomy, Brother Osman is here as well. They consider this part to be part of the ankle. So in Umrah, you're not allowed to cover the ankle. You can cover the toes. You're just not allowed to cover this ankle right here.
Over here, no.
Yeah, so this is considered to be part of the ankle because the bone is basically connecting, which is coming up. It's basically connected. So that's why they say at least this part, for about 4 fingers, don't cover it. So the best slippers to wear is the ones you put your toe in, these sandals. Okay? Which, if you have gone for Umrah, you probably already know.
And if some people go visit,
Now, my question is there.
not-
A lot of
not-
sandals.
not the Umrah visa. Only visit, then go to Umrah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, no problem. Bismillah.
Then make a ihram in Jeddah airport.
No. So it doesn't matter about visa. When it's Allah's deen, He doesn't care about visa and passport. He cares about Umrah. Business visa.
You have to
Actually, whenever you are crossing the
So
Miqat,
here's the thing. Yeah. A lot of sandals, they have like a lot of name. You know, they have their regular logo.
No problem.
Logo, no problem.
No problem. No problem.
I bought the sandals. You know, it's,
If you have Gucci sandals, no problem. No problem.
no, so it's kind of logo, you know. It's kind of like an athletic logo, but it's no head, nothing. Like some logo, you know, in the center, in the bottom. You know,
Under the sandals,
yeah.
it's fine. If you can't see it, then it's fine.
No animals. Like in some kind of no, just a logo. Crocodile. Let's say.
Oh, for example, like crocodile, like an animal.
No crocodile. Just athlete without head, you know.
Show it to me, and then I'll tell you. Prohibited acts when you're in the state of ihram. No hunting. We're not going to be hunting anyways. Snakes, animals, sheep. Okay, all of these. Obviously, no relationship with our wives. If you're going, no fragrance. Sewn clothes. Obviously, you're in the state of ihram, so you're fine. Prohibited acts of ihram. For women, makeup, henna. You're not allowed to. Obviously, lying, cursing. shaving or trimming of the hair. This is a famous one. Some of us have beards, so if it's a habit like myself, it used to be a habit, alhamdulillah, it's gone, going like this. I do it all the time. If you see me, I'm doing this a lot. Or I used to do it a lot. Now, alhamdulillah, I kicked the habit. You could do it, but if hair will come out. When you're in the state of ihram, try your best not to do it. If you inadvertently do it, meaning because it's a habit, and you did it and you saw hair come out, you don't have to give dam in this case. Because you didn't purposely do it, it just came out. But if you keep doing it and you know in your mind that it's going to keep, then this is a problem. You're going to have to eventually give dam. So that's why don't touch it. Hands in pockets. Keep your hands away from your beards or your hair. Just keep it away.
And can we use fragrance before putting the
Okay.
ihram?
Okay, no problem. That's fine.
No problem. Before that.
Yes, so before ihram, you could shower yourself in Giorgio Armani cologne. You want to put Head and Shoulders over your whole. You want to put lotion on over your whole body. Before your niyyah, before you put it, exactly before you do your niyyah. So before you put on your ihram, you could do whatever you want. Once it's on, its gate is closed.
Now, the smell going to be stay.
No problem.
No problem?
No problem. Okay. Permissible acts to take a shower. You could take a shower, no problem. Just don't use scented soap, meaning the ones that have smell. Bandages, no problem. In ihram, yes. No scented soaps. In ihram. Yeah. No problem. Exactly. So if you want to take a bottle of unscented soap with you, take it with you. It might be difficult to find there.
So like you do tamattu, you do the umrah.
Uh-huh.
Umrah you get halal. That time you can use like a regular soap and everything.
Everything. Once you're out of ihram, you could do whatever you want.
Regular soap is
Regular soap, Head and Shoulders, Dove body wash. Before Hajj, yes, exactly. Yes.
Where the ihram gets dirty?
What if your ihram? Yeah, so if your ihram gets dirty and you wash it, take it to someone specific. He'll wash it for you properly, where there's no scent coming off it at all times. You can get a new one, no problem.
But what if you put on a regular shirt? You can't do that.
Regular shirt? What do you mean when?
Like in ihram.
No. Say for example, okay, very good question. Say you're wearing ihram and you spill Coca-Cola on your ihram. Now you took off the top part. The bottom part is good. Don't take off your bottom part, please. Leave the bottom part on. The top part, if you take it off, you can't put on a shirt. You're not allowed to have sewed clothing. When we mentioned that. So no shirts, no jubbas. Go buy another ihram or wash this ihram. You could get another cloth, another ihram, just put it on, cover yourself, and get this one washed. Okay? So don't, you know.
I'm doing like this, even doing wudu or like just after the
Uh-huh.
some hair comes up. But
Yeah, so if it's inadvertently, and it just falls out, it's not a problem.
if I know, like,
If you know, so this is the point.
but I mean,
That's how you do it lightly.
hair. So if I do this after wudu, I'm gonna see hair.
Yeah, so that's why at this point, to be safe, do it very lightly. In the Hanafi madhab, you just have to make sure you just go over a little bit. When you do takhleer of the beard, don't do too much. Just go lightly over the beard and that's it. You don't have to go all the way in. Unless a shower is wajib on you, meaning you had a wet dream or you had a relationship, then you would have to get in deep. Other than that, when you're just doing your wudu, just go over it and that's it. Okay? Because the issue is your OCD will start kicking in. So if you're purposely pulling out beard hair, then you eventually have to give dam. If inadvertently, without you even thinking, just doing wudu and hairs came out, that's forgivable. But just once you know that if you do this and it's about to come out, don't touch it. Just do very lightly.
all only you need when you are ihram, you know, like when you in ihram, you know.
Yes.
When you get halal is nothing. All
Yeah, so when he says when you get halal, he means when you take off the ihram. Yeah. Muslim is always halal. It's not like he was haram before, makruh, but once you get off the ihram, you can do whatever you wish. Okay? You know those belts that people wear? You could wear those. They come very, very handy. One person who's going for Hajj from this masjid, he has a black belt. Not the karate one, but he literally has a black one. I told him get a white one. He says, why? It's both the same thing. I said, wearing the black one is not, your ihram could be black. No problem. But the people don't know that. So they're going to be like, you're wearing black belt, you kafir, what's wrong with you? You're coming to the house of Allah. Wearing a black ihram is nothing wrong with it. You can actually wear it, no problem. But because it's a sunnah to wear white color, everyone wears white. So it became the image, the face of Hajj, wearing a white ihram. But you can literally wear black. So I told this person, you have a black belt, change it to white one because these people will literally never leave you alone. You know, if you don't listen to them, they're gonna give you a shove here and there. The safety pins, if you really need it, I don't think you should need it that much. Okay, Tawaf, we could go over. I just want to go over the procedure of Hajj. Okay, very good. Here. Okay. Hajj. When Shaitan tells you Hajj is hard, you tell him no, Hajj is easy. Say we came to Rafiq's presentation. Mufti Rafiq had a presentation on Hajj. He made it easy for us. The number one advice I'm going to give you before I teach you all of this, and then you forget it by the time you walk out, have someone who is knowledgeable on your phone ready to go. One person in the community, he's going, Zaid, young person. I told him I am your 24/7 contact number. You yourself, Brother Hassan, your wives could ask you, Brother AK, I'm telling you guys all the same thing. Take my number, when you get into a scenario where you're completely confused, text, call, whatever you need to do to me ASAP. What should happen is you talk to your scholar in your group. The issue is you have 200, 300 people in your group. Getting to the scholar, you have an appointment. And your appointment is after Hajj is over. So you can't get to him. Or you don't know where he is. You're like, yeah, what do? We all have phones. Because the issue, why I tell people nowadays, if not myself, you can have Maulana Ibrahim. Whoever you know is going to answer their phone on the spot. This is what you need. You need a spot sheikh. You know Sheikh Google? You need an actual, Sheikh Google will give you 50 different answers in Hajj. You'll see. If you say, okay, I did this mistake, first of all, you won't get your answer. But if you do, you'll get 50 different answers. That's one. The other issue you'll see, every walking person in Hajj who has a beard is a sheikh. He's an alim. You guys are going to be sitting 3-4 people, a mas'ala, an issue will come up. You're like, who do we ask? You see a guy who has no idea about this issue, but he has a nice beard, this guy has to be an alim. Has to. In America, only scholars have beards. So this guy has to be an alim. Unless he's mashallah, he's pious, he has a decent beard, we're going to go to him. He's going to be like, yeah, I don't know. Allah will forgive you, don't worry about it. Allah will forgive you. We all made sacrifice, we came for Hajj, spent thousands of dollars, He'll forgive us. No, you have to have a knowledgeable person in your pocket 24/7, ready to go. So I offer myself, take my numbers, make sure you have me as favorites. When you come back, just take me off of favorites, okay? But make sure you have someone there. You'll see how much I will come in handy. Or whoever it is, Maulana Ibrahim, if someone is in contact with another scholar from a different masjid, no problem. But have someone in your pockets at all times. Okay, Hajj. It's very close, right? You see, for those of you who have visited Umrah, have gone for Umrah, you see Masjid Nabwi, Haram, Makkah is right there all the way to the left. Immediately right there is Mina. It's literally like 0.25 miles. How long does it take to walk 0.25 miles? 5-10 minutes? 10-15 minutes? Then you see Arafat is a bit farther. It's about half a mile away. Half a mile to 3/4 of a mile. Take about another 20-30 minutes. But Hassan's laughing because he knows what I'm going to say. Then you go then Arafat, then Muzdalifah. Then Muzdalifah, you're going back to Mina, and I'll explain you the whole process. It's close. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. It's very close. But once you get there and the heat kicks in and the crowd kicks in, it gets to you. If you are not going with your wives, I recommend you walk it. It's so much quicker. So much quicker. You'll get to Mina with ease. And the tents, they advertise air-conditioned tents. Yeah, they're all air-conditioned. If it wasn't air-conditioned, you probably would have a heat stroke. They're all air-conditioned. The ones that are VIP, I'll tell you why they're VIP. There's one specific reason, which it's very beneficial. But is it worth the extra $10,000? I don't think so. But you see the whole setup, okay? The tents, they're all air-conditioned. Yeah, they're all good. They're not going to put you under the sun. There's going to be air conditioner and all the... I've seen the tents myself. They're all air conditioned. By law, by Saudi law, they don't allow any tent to be non. The reason why they still put that is because what happened was they actually weren't air conditioned before. Like a decade ago, maybe at your time, they weren't all air conditioned. That was VIP. Like you getting an air conditioned tent was absolute VIP at that time, meaning early 2000s. But eventually what happens, they changed all of them because people started dying left and right, literally in hundreds. Because the heat stroke gets to you. You're barely eating. It's 115 degrees above your head. You're walking all day. You don't have proper nutrition. So they understood this. So they made it into law that all these tents, and there are thousands of tents, they're all air conditioned. So why they put these in the flyers? It looks nice, you know? Because if I tell my father that I'm going for, if my father went recently, a few years ago, but say for example my father went 20 years ago, and I tell my father, look, I'm going for Hajj. The first thing he's going to ask you is the tents air conditioned? Because he remembers the sacrifice he went through. So that's why they just leave the air conditioned tents, but majority of the tents are air conditioned, especially if you're going from America. So you see, they're very close. Once you get there, it's difficult. The best case scenario is walk it. If you're going with your spouse, with your wives and your kids, go in the bus. Because it will get difficult on your wives. If your wife is young and she's ready, just walk it. Because you'll get to Mina quicker and you can relax more. Because the streets are packed. You'll see the people are walking in the streets of the buses. The buses will be next to each other. There will be people walking in between the buses. Over there's no more rules and laws. No one's giving out tickets to 1 million people. So it's whatever goes. So if you need to walk it, just walk it. It's easier. It is a bit harder and you'll sweat more, but it'll be easier because you'll get to Mina quicker. Okay? We'll come back to this, so no one worry about the host, where we're going next. Okay. The first day of Hajj. The 8th of Dhul Hijjah. In the Islamic calendar, Islamic dates don't start at midnight. They start once Maghrib Adhan happens. Once Maghrib Adhan happens, 8 started. So you know, I gotta get in my ihram. You're in your ihram. You're in the 8th day, it's gonna be either August 9th or August 10th. Okay? August 9th or August 10th will be the first day of Hajj. August 9th or August 10th will be the first day of Hajj. A person will wear the ihram and return to the state of ihram as the manner as before. Afterwards, proceed towards Mina in the morning. So, Maghrib time you have your ihram on. That doesn't mean at Isha you're going to Mina. You're going to pray Fajr in Makkah, then go to Mina. So after Fajr, you're going to Mina. It is sunnah to perform 5 salahs in Mina. So the 8th day after Fajr, you're heading to Mina. If you're going to go in the bus, you're going to get there by Zuhr. If you go in a bus, you're going to get there literally by Zuhr. If you walk, you get there in about 2 hours. 2 hours you get there in Mina. You get to Mina, Sunnah is, and Mina is like once you hear Mina, people die for Mina in Hajj. It's like the chill place. You just relax. So the number one thing at that time is you sit with the alim that is in your group and you benefit from him. Let him talk about the stories of the Prophet ﷺ when he went for Hajj. What was going on in his Hajj. So many things happened in his Hajj. What happened when the Prophet ﷺ cut his hair and he gave it to half of his hair he gave to only one Sahabi. Why was that? Sheikh, can you tell us a story? What's the sunnah? What's not? At that time you sit with your Sheikh and you benefit from him. You make dhikr, you make dua, you ask Allah for forgiveness. You make dua for your family members. You make dua for your kids, your progeny, your parents. Mina is just making dua and you're relaxing. But you don't want to just sleep all day. Take advantage of the time. Sit with your Sheikh, learn. Sheikh, can you listen to my Quran? Find in your Sheikh in your group, the alim in your group, can you listen to my Quran? If he's free, can you listen to my Quran? Can you give me some specific dhikr? Go into a corner and just make istighfar. Go in a corner and make dua of shukr. Allahumma laka shukr. Allahumma laka shukr kullu. Allahumma laka shukr kullu. If you don't know in Arabic, do it in English. But stay busy. It's relaxed. You don't have anything obligatory to do, but just stay busy. Okay? Phones. You know when the smartphone came out, you know what Shaitan said? When the smartphone came out, Shaitan said, Alhamdulillah, my job is done. He took a seat back, so I'm good to go. Don't let the phones bug you in Hajj. If you want to take a few pictures here and there, khair, okay, no problem. But once it's time to do ibadah, remember this time you spend $8,000, minimum $6,000. $6,000 for 2 weeks. Most of our honeymoons wasn't even that much. Use your time wisely. If you've gone for honeymoon, I have to go for honeymoon, it's very expensive. I don't know how people get married twice. Literally, it's so expensive. Anyway, when you're going there, think I've spent $6,000, $8,000. Use your time wisely. Don't waste it. So, the first day of Dhul Hijjah, meaning the 8th day, Zuhr, Asr, Maghrib, Isha, and then the next day also Fajr, you're in Mina, in the tents.
What about you're gonna play in Mina, what is called the Faraj,
The what?
after Isha,
Uh-huh.
you play the no sunnah.
Yeah, and so very good question. Do you have to pray Sunnah and Witr? You pray Qasr Salah. So for example, Zuhr is 2 now, Asr is 2 now, Maghrib is just 3, Isha is 2 Fard and 3 Witr. You have to pray the Witr. The Witr is wajib. So pray the Witr. And the Sunnah of Fajr, if you want to pray, you could pray it. It's more virtuous to pray it, but if you want to leave the Sunnah for Fajr out, you could.
Maghrib you can play sunnah too if you want to.
You could, but it's more preferable to pray 2, meaning no Sunnah. Because the Prophet ﷺ did not pray Sunnah.
After Maghrib,
But Maghrib is 3. Maghrib is not 2 anymore. It's still 3.
you can play sunnah after Maghrib.
It's better not to pray. It's better not to pray. The Prophet ﷺ did not pray. So now, remember the whole 8th day, you're in Mina, tents. 8th day passed. 9th day came in, you prayed Fajr. You're still in your ihram. Once you prayed Fajr, you're going to Arafah. Arafah is your Hajj. You miss Arafah, you miss your entire Hajj. Your Hajj is gone. Make sure you go to Arafah, that is literally Hajj. Everything about Hajj is Arafah. Arafah is, we've seen in the pictures, the mountain and the small little light. You don't have to go on the mount. It's called Mount Rahmah, right? It passed. It's the small little mountain with the white top. You don't have to go on the mountain. It's a misconception. You'll see, you're entering, there's a sign, you're entering Arafah, the place of Arafah. Once you enter, you can literally sit right like 5-10 steps away from the sign and just start doing your ibadah, making your du'as, no problem. If you want to go to the mountain of mercy, no problem, by all means go do it. But it's gonna be packed. So don't think that, I have to go there and do my, no. It's totally fine. You can find any place in Arafah and make du'as and istighfar there. So now the 9th day you prayed Fajr in Mina. You're heading to Arafah. You're heading towards Arafah. After Fajr Salah is wajib to recite the Takbir Tashriq. Now when the 9th day starts, you start doing your Takbir Tashriq. Meaning, anyone knows it? Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Wallahu Akbar, Walillahi alhamd. This is wajib. So the 9th day of Mina, remember you're in Mina, the 9th day you're in Mina. You're going to Arafah. Right after Fajr is when it starts. So after every Fard Salah, you're going to recite this. So now you did your Fard. Yes, so men do it loudly and women do it lightly, softly, soft tone. You did you're in Mina, 9th day. Now you're heading towards Arafah. Arafah, you're praying, you should catch the Dhuhr and the Asr with the Imam. So the Imam, that's why you have to go with the crowd. If you're going with the crowd, you're good. If you're doing your own thing and you're being lazy and whatnot, you're going to miss it. Go with a crowd, it's a huge crowd, you'll see everyone sitting, and you're going to hear the Imam in Arafah talking. He's giving a khutbah. What's the khutbah? You have to pray Dhuhr with him and Asr with him together. So they will make one adhan, they'll start praying Dhuhr, 2 rakats. They'll make it, once the 2 rakats is over, they'll get up, Iqamah will happen again. Then you just start again Asr. Same time, right? When the Zuhr is done?
You're doing niyat, no, just pray.
No, I'm praying Zuhr, that's one niyah. Once you're done, and you're going to get up and pray Asr now, you make intention of Asr.
But I have to say Qasr.
Yeah, you do salam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
I have to say Qasr or anything, no?
You could. Just say, I'm making dua, I'm making 2 rakats Zuhr Salah of Qasr. Behind the Imam. Allahu Akbar. If you're not behind the Imam, you cannot pray Zuhr and Asr together. You have to pray them separately. Get it? So then you have to wait for the time to come in. When you go to Arafah, they pray Zuhr at like 1 o'clock, for example. No, you're still doing 2. Throughout the board, you're praying qasr. You're praying 2. So what happens is, so you're praying qasr, shortening the salah. If you catch it with the imam, you're praying zuhr and asr together. Same time, meaning same time. They're not combined, but they're same time. Yes, they usually, probably 1,000,000% of the time, they'll have an imam because no one lives in Arafah. There's really no houses there. So everyone will be praying qasr, even the imam. So don't make the intention, I'm praying 4 and then you ended up praying 2. It will still be fine, you finish your 2, but you have to make intention with the imam. Then you pray zuhr and asr with him. Then you continuously make your du'as and the best thing to do in Arafah is istighfar. Astaghfirullah, that's the best thing to do. Make du'as. You're going to be there for a few hours, just continuously make du'as. This is Arafah, this is Mina. This is all Mina. These are the tents, this is inside luxury. Second day, Dhul Hijjah, leave after Fajr from Mina to Arafah and reach before Zawal. Meaning, before Zuhr comes in, you reach there. This is the main day. Arafah is Fajr in Mina. Once you're done with Fajr, don't go to Dunkin' Donuts. Straight to Arafah. Okay. Yeah, there's no sunnah after Fajr anyways. You're heading straight to Arafah. Yes, the only exception is if you want to pray the sunnah of Fajr, you could do it, no problem. All the other ones, don't pray your sunnah. After Fajr set off towards Arafah, it is sunnah to make ghusl just before Zawal, meaning before you go, you can take a shower. If possible, after Zawal, go to Masjid Namira. It's the khutbah is going on and then you pray the salahs together. If one does go to the masjid, it is sunnah to listen to the khutbah. If praying in the masjid, perform zuhr and asr at the time of zuhr. See, you're praying it together. With 1 adhan and 2 iqamas behind the imam. I've said all of this. To perform wuquf is a compulsory, meaning you have to at least stop in Arafah for a short time. This is compulsory. If you miss that, you have to give them. Then, once, this is important. So after Zawal and all the way to sunset, you're in Arafah. One should try to stand and make dua. Meaning literally standing and making dua. This is what the Prophet ﷺ did. After sunset, leave for Muzdalifah without making Maghrib Salah. So the sun is going down now, sunsetted. Don't pray your Maghrib. I know we're all pious. The sunnah is to pray Maghrib and Isha at Muzdalifah. So remember, 8th day, you're in Mina. 9th day after Fajr, you went to Arafah. The whole day, you're in Arafah. Once the sun setted, you're starting to walk towards Muzdalifah. Don't care about the crowd. Stay with your imam, your sheikh, your mufti, whoever's in your group. Stay with him, he'll guide you. Because people start leaving early because they're like, which is fine, you could leave early, but you want to act upon all the sunnahs. You're paying $8,000, do it completely. I tell people this all the time. So you go to Maghrib and Isha, this is Arafah now. You see, this whole thing is Arafah. Now, sun setted, you leave Arafah for Muzdalifah. Okay, you leave for Muzdalifah. At the time of Isha, 1 adhan and 1 iqamah, the same thing like Zuhr and Asr. The day before, the morning time, now Maghrib and Isha is together. It's sunnah mu'akkadah to spend the night in Muzdalifah. You sleep there, under the stars. You sleep there. It is wajib to make wuquf, meaning you have to at least stop for a short period of time in Muzdalifah. Any time between Subh Sadiq until, you don't have to worry about that, just before sunrise, the pilgrims will collect 70 plus pebbles. Yes. No, you don't have to carry a sleeping bag with you. They'll have places for you to sleep. They'll have and you have your ihram as a blanket. So you don't, it's going to be a bit difficult, but it's sleepable. Trust me, you're going to be so tired, you're going to knock out like this. It's going to be the best sleep you ever had. They have their separate arrangements. So men and women are not going to be together. They're going to be in Muzdalifah, but they have their separate arrangements. You could find them with your phones, but they'll sleep separately. And then, you'll be there all night, you'll collect your rocks, 70 plus. And collect a little bit extra, because if one falls or 2 falls, that's how we put it 70 plus. Then the ninth night, you're sleeping in Mina, in Muzdalifah. Muzdalifah, that night you're going to spend there, pray Fajr. Once you'll leave for Mina right after sunrise, not after Fajr this time. So the sunnah is, you pray Fajr and you stay for a little while. Make some dhikr, make some dua, And then,
That will be 10th.
now the day is 10th, exactly.
But you said 75, is it 49?
No, you'll see why.
You said 7 and like a 7, 7, 7.
You're gonna have to do it multiple times. So the first day is 7 times, then the third day is another 21, then the second day is another 21, then also you're gonna have another 21, then also if you drop any, you miss any, that's why we tell you to take many with you. Yes, 3 times. The 10th, 11th, and the 12th. You'll see, it's coming. You'll see. This is Muzdalifah. These are the pebbles. You'll see them in Muzdalifah. You could pick them all up there. And you'll have little bags. I think your groups will give you small bags, pouches to put them in. The third day is the 10th day. All of you are doing Hajj. We here in America, in other countries, we're doing Eid. We're doing Eid, okay? Eid should be around the August 11th or August 12th, pending moon sighting the moon, but it's either the 11th or the 12th. On this day, you're only stoning one stone, Jamaratul Aqaba or Kubra, the big one. Everyone's going to tell you the big one. The last has to be pelted with 7 pebbles. Act of pelting is called Rami. It is sunnah to pelt between sunrise and Zawal. So meaning, when you in Muzdalifah, you prayed Fajr there. Now you're heading towards Mina. Back to Mina. Once you get there, you see everyone is going towards the Jamarat, meaning the stones, to pelt the stones. 7. Then how to pelt? Obviously, the pebbles should be the size of chickpeas, very small. While you're reciting, you say Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, Raghman lil-shaytani wa hazbih, Allahumma ja'al hajji mabrura, wa sa'yi mashkura, wa dhanbi maghfura. You have the du'as with you, your Hajj groups will give you those du'as. This is Bismillah, Allahu Akbar, you throw them. You don't have to throw your chumpos at shaitan, just throw the stones. You don't have to make a whole scene. And yeah, don't throw all of them together. Don't throw all the way from the back of the crowd because you might hit the person. Slowly with patience, because this area will get very packed. Once you've come to the 10th day, everything else is easy. What I gave you now is the hard part. Then what you do, once the pilgrims will proceed towards Makkah. Well, we skipped.
There's a specific time to throw those rocks before Zohar, Asr time.
Yes, right here. Yes, after by Zawal time. After sunrise, the best time to pray is to pelt the stones is after sunrise and Zawal, meaning before Zuhr. This is the best time to pelt. Then you'll go and slaughter the animal. Usually your Hajj groups will do it on your behalf and they'll tell you it's done. Once it is done, you go shave or shorten your hair. Sunnah is you shave your head. If you don't want to shave your head, you just cut it a size or a few sizes shorter. Minimum at least one size of this little finger right here. Basically an inch all over. The wajib is, the bare minimum of cutting is this size if your hair is long enough, and 1/4 of your head. 1/4. After halq, the state of ihram comes to an end. Once you shave, you're good to go. Okay? Women will only do qasr, meaning they'll only cut a portion of their hair. This is Jamarat. I just gotta speed through it now. The 10th day is a bit of the most work. 11th and 12th is super easy. It's the same day. It mimics each other. After halq and qasr, once you cut your hair, it's not like Umrah, that after Umrah you're cutting your hair. You're cutting your hair before. Then you go for Tawaf al-Ziyarah. Okay? Tawaf al-Ziyarah can be performed until the 12th day. You could do it on the 11th day. You could do it on the 12th day. It might be packed. If you want to do it on the 10th day, no problem. You could do it the 10th day, which is most preferable. Tawaf al-Ziyarah. You don't need to know what the ziyarah means. It means visitation, but just know you have to do the tawaf. After tawaf ziyarah, the pilgrims then perform sa'i and return to Mina. You do a sa'i, Safa and Marwa as well. Once you're done with that, you go back to Mina, the tents. The 11th, then your 10th day is over. So the 10th day, you're in the morning, you're in Muzdalifah, you pray Fajr, you head towards the tents. On the way to the tents, you go stone the shaitan 7 times, then you slaughter the animal, you cut your hair, you do your tawaf, and you're back in Mina. Okay, you're back in Mina. Yes, and you pray your Zuhr in Kaaba, in Makkah. You pray your Zuhr there. Now you go back to your tents. Yes. Now the 12th day is 12th and 13th, the 11th and the 12th day, they copy each other. They completely copy each other. The 5th day or the 4th day, they're both the same exact thing. On this day, all 3 jamarat will be hit. 7, 7, 7. Okay? All of them will be hit. It's a total of 49 stones. Take more with you. You'll thank me later. Take more with you. Pilgrims may return to Makkah before Maghrib. You come back to... So the 12th day is your last day. So the 11th day, you could go, pelt the stones. Then once you're done with pelting the stones, you come back to the tents. Then you do it again on the 12th. The 12th, you're done with Hajj. The Hajj may now remain in Makkah for as long as he desires. Meaning, on the 12th day, by Maghrib, you could pray in Makkah. You're done. From your Mina, you continue your Hajj in Makkah, by Kaaba. And you could be done now. You could do your Tawaf al-Wida and you could go home. Don't forget your Tawaf al-Wida. Do it earlier than later. Some people do it like an hour before their flight. Don't do that. You're going to miss your flight. Tawaf al-Wida literally means the farewell Tawaf. Farewell. That, oh Allah, and then you make a lot of du'as there. That, oh Allah, you make it easy for me. You accept my Hajj. And any shortcomings that have happened, you accept it. And you go on from there.
I don't know, okay, for 15 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes?
10 more minutes.
10 minutes.
We're basically done.
Okay.
We're basically done.
So we'll do inshallah namaz after 10 minutes. And
10 minutes. Just 10 minutes, inshallah.
after that, we'll have food downstairs.
Yes, inshallah. So any tawaf so this is very important. Say you did your tawaf al-wida. Say you did it. And it's wajib. So if you miss it, when you come back, you eventually have to do it. Any tawaf performed after tawaf ziyarah is considered as tawaf al-wida. There is no ihram or sa'i with this tawaf. So remember, tawaf al-ziyarah happens on which day? Those hajjis who are going, tawaf al-ziyarah on the 10th day. You did that. Now, the 11th day you're in Mina and you really want to go to Makkah. You know, I want to go to Makkah. So no problem, go. You could go. There's no restrictions. Any tawaf you do, that will be considered your tawaf al-wida now. Because that's wajib. So your wajib is completed now. Anything afterwards is all your nafil and your sunnahs. That's it. It's up to you. And you're done. Most important thing, we're basically done. After tawaf al-wida, you can do whatever you want. Last few advices. Have someone on speed dial. I am telling you, it's so important. Because you'll panic and you'll forget. Some of this stuff you'll definitely forget. Do not panic. Have someone in your pocket at all times. If you want me, I am 100% at your service. I told Brother Zayd as well. Text me, call me. If something happens, do I give dam? Do I don't give dam? Okay, now you have to give dam, meaning you have to slaughter a sheep because you made a mistake. What about my qurbani? If you can't find your leader of your group, many things will happen. Contact someone. The best case scenario, you stay with your imam or your mufti who is in the group. If you can't find him, use your phones and contact someone. You can contact myself, you can contact Maulana Ibrahim, anyone you wish. No problem. Okay? Mentally be prepared. It's a lot. But that reward obviously requires some sort of sacrifice. You want to reap and benefit from reward from such a great pilgrimage, you have to do sacrifice. Are you guys all going the same are you all going the same group? Which group are you going with?
I'm going with Adam Travels.
Okay, with Mufti Sahib then. Yeah, they're not going with Adam Travels. You're not going with Adam Travels, right? Yeah. Who are you going with? Al-Medina? Okay, all together? Same travel? Okay. So they're separate. So make sure you have the numbers of your group leaders with you. And most importantly, your imam. Once you'll see your group leaders at the airport. 99% of the time, once you get to the airport, you'll see all your group leaders. Don't care about what the people are talking or asking about. Take his number down right away if you don't already have it. And make sure you put him as your favorite. What if you forget his name? Put him as your favorite. And if you can't get in contact with him, you can't find him there, find the next best thing. You can text myself, you can text or call Maulana Ibrahim, whatever is easier for us or you guys, okay? Any questions? See, it's so simple, right? You guys got it. No, the issues happen when you go with your wife. If you go alone, literally it's very easy. If you go alone, it's like Jannah. If you go with your wives or your daughters or your sisters, be prepared. Because there's issues after issues. What if she gets in her menstruations? What if she can't continue? What if she's like, I can't walk anymore? There's no wheelchair. She's stuck in the hotel. Can you send someone to go pelt the stones on her behalf? There's like literally, it's a whole different paradigm. Are you going with your wife?
I'm taking my mother.
Oh, mashallah, mashallah. Wow, subhanallah. She did. Alhamdulillah, she did. Well, you're taking your mother, mashallah, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept. It's one of the greatest blessings to take your mother. Did you pay for her Hajj too? Allahu Akbar. You're also the means now of her going for Hajj. Your Hajj is not important, her Hajj is important now. Don't worry about your Hajj. One of my friends, he went for Hajj and he took his mother, it was only him. He lives in his community. His mother was very old, so the entire Hajj, she did on wheelchair and he pushed her. I was like, I told him, I was like, you probably never did any other good deed in your life, but if you get Jannah, it's because of this. It's a huge blessing. And obviously, I don't have to tell you, you have more experience than me. When your mother is at a very senior age and a sensitive age, you just have to have a lot of patience, which you guys know better than me. And you're going with your mother, subhanAllah. I'm wallahi al-azim, I make dua to Allah. My father told my mother that next year I'm taking you for Hajj. I told my father, no. She's not going with you, I'm going to take her. I want the reward. You know, you have to take her, she's your wife. You won't get no special reward, but she's my mother. So you're taking your mother, may Allah bless you. Those of us who have mothers, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He gives us the blessing to take our mothers. And if our mothers have passed away, we try to eventually do a Hajj for them. This is called Hajj Badal. If you can't do a Hajj for them, do an Umrah for them. Do an Umrah for your mother, do an Umrah for your father, do an Umrah for the entire mankind. But give us something. Brother AK, you have a question? Extra sa'i? Trust me, after you do 7 rounds, you're not going to do any more sa'i. Yeah, you could do it if you want, but you're just going to be walking and you're going to be doing dhikr. So of course you get reward for that, but there's nothing connected with tawaf. But once you do those of you who are going for Hajj, stick with Brother AK, super experienced. He'll tell you the ins and outs, what's going to happen, what's not going to happen. Take advice and be calm at all times and do dhikr. You're spending $8,000, minimum $6,000. Utilize your time wisely, inshallah. Any other questions? Tawaf you can do as much as you want, no problem. The brothers who are going for Hajj, or who eventually will go for Hajj, after the Salah, I don't want to take more time. You could come to me, ask me any question you want. Take my phone number, take Maulana Ibrahim's phone number, not a problem at all. If you can have 5 ulama on your phone, one's not answering, ask the other one. The other one's not, you need this. And don't panic over there. You'll see everyone is asking everyone questions, don't worry about that, okay? And last and final request, please don't be cheap. You don't be cheap, keep us in your du'as. At least, if you don't want to keep the community in your dua, at least keep me and my family in your dua. No, seriously, keep the community in your dua. Make this dua that, oh Allah, you make Huntington, you make Masjid Nur literally like the shining light like Masjid Nabwi. Make it such that when the kids grow up, they're also alims and they're also professionals. Last point I'll make, the Constantinople, meaning Turkey, the Constantinople was the greatest empire to ever live, Constantinople. Istanbul, Turkey, they're the greatest Muslim and non-Muslim empire to ever exist. Better than Alexander the Great, better than Dhul Qarnayn, everyone. Why was it so prosperous? It's because the people were also professionals and they were also ulama. They had both. So we need to make Huntington just like that. You can have a job and you can be an alim at the same time is a complete misconception. This is wrong. If anyone tells you this, say this guy has no idea what he's talking about. The person could be an alim and he also could be a professional. He could drive Uber and be an alim. He could be a doctor and be an alim. We need to bring this into this community. The Prophet ﷺ was an alim. He was also a politician. He was a father. He was a general. He was a leader. He was a hakim, being a doctor. He had it all. So why can't we do it? So those who are going for Hajj, I humbly request that you make dua that this community becomes like Masjid Nabwi. Literally, I'm being honest. That when people, the next Muslim president to send came from this community. The next greatest alim came from this community. The next best doctor, lawyer, whatever it may be, came from this masjid. Those who are going for Hajj will make this dua. And those who are here will make dua that Allah makes your trip a safe journey. You'll come back safe. And I said I'll end with this last point, I swear. My father, and I'll end with this and I'm done. It's a very good story. My father went to Hajj in 16, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, he went for Hajj. He came back completely different. Meaning, not only he started praying like in the masjid or not, he came back mentally completely different. When he came, my uncle came back, his flight came earlier before my father. When my uncle met my family, he took my whole family into one room and talked to us. That your father is not in a correct mental state, bear with him for a few days. We're like, what do you mean he's not in a correct mental state? My uncle was like, my father went through some scenario where it like kind of zapped his brain. So I said, what happened? So he said, when your father comes, he'll tell you. My father came and I asked him, and he wasn't talking that much. You know, he brings gifts and this, and we were enjoying all the gifts and stuff he bought for us, the jubbas. But he wasn't enjoying it too much. So I asked him what happened. He says what happened was, we were in Mina, there was three of us. It was me in the middle, no sorry, he was on the right. There was another man in the middle, and there was another old man on the left. So the person in the middle, he said that, you know, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this is wallahi al-azim, true story. The middle person said, you know, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to meet Allah. I'm doing Hajj. I'm ready to meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My dad says, he told the person, he's like, you know, why not do more ibadah? And why not make dua that, oh Allah, if you're happy with me, take me. So the person on the left, old man, he said that, no, I don't want Allah to take me right now. I want to do more and more ibadah that Allah becomes happy with me. My dad was like, once he said this on the spot, he died. Wallahi, on the spot, he just died. He just rolled out his legs and just went like this and he just died. We didn't hear no noise. We looked at him, he stopped talking to us. My dad was like, it was just three of us. He stopped talking to us. We looked, we saw he was gone. Then they went, the group leader came, they didn't touch his body. They called his wife, the medics came, they took him to the hospital, and they buried him in ihram. Imagine what an ending. You couldn't ask for anything better. My dad was like, you know, his wife was crying because of his emotions. But I told my father, a person on the day of Qiyamah, this person will be raised from his grave in ihram. Everyone will be naked. This person will be raised with ihram. What would Allah tell him? That you go to hell, you're doing something, like, Ya Allah, I'm standing in front of you in ihram. Allah will only give us Jannah. So those of us who are going, we ask, and those of us eventually who will go, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us death there. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bury us in ihram. So on the day of Qiyamah, we stand in front of Allah, that, Ya Allah, look, I was fulfilling something you told me to do, and you took my ruh. So I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us tawfiq. Those of us who have not gone for Hajj, I ask and beg Allah, He takes all of us for Hajj. And those of us who have gone for Hajj, that Allah takes us every single year, at least for Umrah too. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al-mursaleen, walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Those Musallis, I humbly apologize that we took extra time. Please forgive us. But we started a bit late. So, Azan has happened yet? Someone want to make Azan? But use Bismillah. Why not? You treat us Friday night, mashallah, beautiful Adhan, talking about Hajj in the house of Allah.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
Everyone can start making their rows. Just two things. One is after Isha, everyone is requested to come downstairs for food. The sisters upstairs have their food upstairs. Second, those of you who are going for Hajj, this is where experience comes in. Hajj Abdul Kabir, he just told me, this is where experience comes in. When you go there, in Mina, you're going to be in Mina for a few days. Take a picture of